Hi, I'm Greg Watson of Tri-City Family Services Wilderness Challenge Program. Tri-City Family Services is a not-for-profit counseling agency that's been committed to finding innovative ways of working with youth since its beginnings almost 40 years ago. For 8 days in June of each year, part of this tradition was the development of the Wilderness Challenge Program, and for the last 2 decades, along with my longtime trail partner Jim Otepka, we have been taking youth for an 8-day program to the remote reaches of the Great North Woods of Canada and northern Minnesota, where small teams of youth and staff must find their way through an epic journey by use of map and compass and the power of their own strength and ingenuity. The natural challenge of the wilderness brings multiple opportunities to aid youth in discovering new inner strengths and to work cooperatively with others in ways that have never before been demanded of them. What Robert Godfrey of Outward Bound refers to as a high degree of intimacy and unavoidable interdependency. Each year our journey begins with a route of many miles that's negotiated with paddle, pack, and canoe in a primitive wilderness that has no signs of civilization, on trails that have never before been paved or groomed. The same trails that the voyagers and Native Americans traveled over 100 years ago. Once in the wilderness, canoe teams are small and have 6 teens and 2 staff to a group. Our staff initially teach the essentials of trail life, including reading a map and compass. As our journey progresses and teens show readiness, staff turn the ownership for the journey over to the teens. That includes leading and guiding the journey, while our staff continue to provide a safe boundary for the experience. Teens learn the power of decision by consensus, in the same way that Lewis and Clark modeled in their westward journey some 200 years ago. Teens discover their own voice within a group and see the value of their contribution to the group, as well as how self-respect and group respect develops both creativity and confidence. Teens discover new value in supporting others, while also learning to accept and receive help from others, and to feel the success of responsibly managing their own and their group's decision-making. The Wilderness Challenge program is staffed by a variety of adults that are experienced in working with youth but possess the unique skills for navigating through primitive wilderness environments. Many are trained therapists, teachers, outdoor rec specialists, or adults who have worked with youth in a variety of settings. Our staff are also trained in basic first aid and CPR, and most importantly, our staff are experienced at creating a non-judgmental atmosphere of respect, which in turn creates an arena in which teens can discover their special strength and use this strength to overcome obstacles, as well as understanding the nature of responsible risk-taking. In a world that has grown increasingly demanding of youth, there has never been a greater need for experience to aid them in achieving a sense of self-confidence, self-awareness, and personal fulfillment. The Wilderness Program is an extraordinary form of hands-on learning which enables youth to develop a rich source of experience that can be used to overcome the complex challenges of everyday life. If you've been approached by school staff or a referring person about the Wilderness Challenge program, they often feel that you could benefit from the program, but more importantly, that you are ready for the level of challenge that the wilderness will require of you. What do you need to do next? Simply let your teacher or counselor or referring person know that you're interested, and they will supply you with a brief application and information that you can give to your parents. We ask your attendance at an informational meeting and group interview that you can attend with your parents, where you can meet our staff and where you can hear more about the program, as well as ask questions. On a later date in May, we also ask that you participate in a more formal interview that takes place on a Teams course with other teen applicants and our Wilderness Program staff. There is no cost for the Wilderness Program once you are accepted. We do ask that you and your family make a $75 deposit, which we will return to you at the conclusion of the program. The trip is supported by the fundraising efforts of Tri-City Family Services that is committed to finding new ways of strengthening youth and families within our communities.